Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with another episode of Nerd Talk. We're episode 75, a quarter of a way to episode 100. It's crazy to think that we are about to be 100 episodes into the revamped Nerd Talk. Me and John started this, a while ago. We were actually sitting at his house when we did like our first episode. Like the quality was terrible. It was only like 14 minutes long, but it had expanded to this, and I'm very happy to be here today. I'm here with my colleagues today. We got my boy Tyler, aka Mind of a Nerd. What's going on?
Nothing, man. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. Had to run errands, then I had to haul back to go see Mission Impossible again. And I'm more than prepared to talk about Mission Impossible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here with AJ Reacts 2. What's going on, AJ?
Yes, sir. I'm good, man. Work today. Been a little under the weather, but I'm getting better. But I'm ready for Nerd Talk, man.
Let's get it. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome back.
We can't hear the ape.
Are you muted?
Unmute yourself, you ape.
I don't know if you're muted
Or
not connected or something. Can you can hear us?
Yeah, we can't hear you though.
We can't hear you. Oh man, the mission's going wrong already.
There we go. There we go. We back in it.
All right. Had to just change mics for a second.
Yeah, I did a different mic.
Pretty rough day.
The entity is messing things up.
Doing carpentry work at 90-degree weather with no AC in the apartment was quite the experience today. So,
it sounds horrible. But yeah, my day has been a day. It was a very hard day at work. Obviously, it was hot, but life be lifing. We got to keep moving on, keep pushing forward. That's my message today. Just keep pushing forward, regardless of how hard life is. But yeah, hope you guys are ready for this episode. Obviously, our biggest thing to talk about today is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. We all saw it. If you guys follow on Letterboxd, you guys know what we thought about it. But we're gonna go full spoilers today, talking about what we thought about it in depth. But we got some other topics to talk about. First thing we're talking about, we're gonna go ahead and get this out the way, and that is Secret Invasion Episode 4. I would like to go first, since obviously I wasn't here for Episode 3. I want to get my thoughts a little bit on Episode 3 right before I get into Episode 4. I thought Episode 3 was a snooze fest. I fell asleep on it, and I had to rewind it and watch it again. It was very boring to get through. It was very I just didn't feel it. So far, I'm not feeling this series so far. Now, mind you, the acting is really good, but to me, the story is just lackluster. It's very weak. It feels like nothing's happening. It feels like we're not building to anything. Now, getting into Episode 4, it started to feel like that, and of course, we get obviously the gunfight towards the end of the episode, and that's when, of course, it picks up. But throughout the course of this episode, I kind of felt the same thing, where I was like trying to follow what was going on. Like I said, the acting is really good, but I just don't feel like the dialogue and the story is very good. Don Cheadle, it just feels weird. Obviously, we know why he's feel weird in the show, but it just feels very off. And maybe it's supposed to feel like that. Maybe it's supposed to feel like the fucking opening title sequence. It just feels off. But yeah, that was just my thoughts on the episode. I don't know. I'm not feeling this at all. I'm not.
They still have the title sequence, the same AI thing?
Yes, they never changed.
Unfortunately, never bothered to change it.
I think.
Listen, the way that Bob Iger was talking about the strike, I'm not surprised it's still there.
Yeah.
I think I speak for everybody, not AJ because he's not watching it. I think I speak for everybody on this panel when I say why? What is the point? What is the point? Legitimately, what is the fucking point of sitting here? This show sucks. This show sucks. Like,
I wish I had the audio.
This show sucks. I'm sorry. I hate watching content that is boring. I do. That is honestly punishment in the form of entertainment. Is making me watch something that's boring. Because it is honestly just yes, literally. It's a waste of my fucking time. It is a waste of my time. That 30 minutes could have been better well spent doing anything else. This is not bad. It's honestly the same thing as Hawkeye. Honestly, it's reaching that point, to be honest. It's reaching that point because this show is so boring. It's so boring. Why, dude? When you make, again, back to what I said, when you make entertainment boring, that's one thing. When you make superheroes boring, that's like another crime in and of itself, bro. I don't know anymore. What happened in this episode? They revealed that Emilia Clarke didn't die. Gee, who saw that one coming? What else happened?
She has extremists. That's why she survived.
What War Machine or Rhodey is a Skrull? Gee, who didn't see that one coming?
Y'all saw that coming.
What else happened?
You found like Gravik has group powers,
which we saw in the trailer, so not a surprise. What else?
Wait, so Don Cheadle is a Skrull, and he always has been?
No, I don't know.
They never confirmed that.
They haven't confirmed that.
On everything, I hope that this was after.
I was like, Terrence Howard?
No, but this one, I believe that this is not the real world.
On, man.
Just by the way he's acting, because there's certain lines of dialogue that he is saying that Rhodey, would say. I don't think he would come out and say, "Oh, this was fire." I don't see him saying that. He's never been that type of character. He's never mentioned doing wrestling moves. He literally said,
"What was the line?"
Bro, he said, "I DDT'd that dude from the top rope, bro."
Yeah, that's something Rhodey wouldn't say. Like I said,
I'm not exaggerating that, by the way. For people who say I exaggerate, that is word for word what he fucking said in the episode.
Yes.
And that was the line where I heard that, I paused it, and I just sat there and was like,
this happened the last episode or the couple episodes before when he fires Fury. The way he's talking to him, like, "Oh, you deserved all this smoke." I'm like, maybe they just being relevant. But I'm like, no, Don Cheadle, well, at least Rhodey don't really talk like that.
Right.
He doesn't say hip lines.
And that's my issue. It's like, why are you trying so hard to make it like? Was that the point? Was it trying to get everybody to be like, "Oh, he's a Skrull"? Why don't you hide it?
Yeah.
Have fun with it. This show is not having fun. This show is so boring. It's so serious. And I'm not saying I don't like the serious tone. I like the serious tone, but at least have fun with the concept. Like, this show is not doing that. This show is so baseline and just flat. That is the word I would describe this show. Flat. Outside of the great acting from Samuel Jackson and
he's the only
Ben
Mendelsohn. One. Them
Ben
two
Mendelsohn.
are the only. Yeah, them two are the only one that's keeping me watching.
Lydia Coleman it's not bringing anything to the
table. She's not there.
She's not barely there. Yeah, she showed up
there
twice in this episode.
Which again, that's another sin. Where is she?
Yeah,
where is she? She showed up in the first 3 episodes, had probably the 3 best scenes in each of those episodes, especially the third one. She had the only good scene in that episode, and she is nowhere to be found. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, bro? These fucking shows need to die 1,000 deaths. They need to die 1,000 deaths. I'm so over these shows. I'm over them. They clearly have no creativity anymore. WandaVision peaked. That was it.
Loki.
And Moon Knight and Loki. But Loki actually had people talented writing. I don't know what they're doing. You took a potential banger.
That's what I said. Was this written during the writer's strike? That's how it feels. I feel like it's written during the writer's strike. It
don't feel written by humans, period.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feel like AI, like the title sequence. But
and I know I'm making it sound like, oh, it's like, the worst thing ever. It's not. It's just fucking boring.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it was okay. If it's boring, I'm not going to say something is good when it's boring. I don't like watching boring things. Engage me. You have the ability to do so, yet you don't want to. And now what? You want me to sit here for 2 more weeks and, next week is probably just going to be some more bullshit, and then it's going to end with here's what we have to do. This is the end game, no pun intended. This is the end game of the season, and this is what we got to do. Wrap it in this nice, neat little bow, and then we're going to get a post-credit scene tying into the Marvels. We'll see you in November, or we actually won't see you because that movie's going to bomb drastically. These fucking shows need to just go away. I'm so tired of them. Thank everything holy they're dropping Echo in one shot. Sitting there wasting 6 weeks of my life on that, bro.
I thought they canceled.
I don't know what they're doing with that, bro. I don't know what they're doing. That's the least of their worries with what's happening today. That's the please. But I'm over this shit.
No, I know Kev basically tired just went on a rant, but Kevin, go ahead.
So not saying much, but this was probably, in my opinion, the second best episode of the series. But again, it doesn't say much about the series. I think the issue with the show is that it took itself seriously, which was a good thing, but it didn't go the Eternals route, where it still kept the charm of the MCU. Because the MCU still had that charm, having fun with the concept that they're bringing. That's what Eternals had. Eternals had fun with their movie, despite the fact that it was a more grounded and serious movie. And I think that's one of the major issues with Secret Invasion, is that it took itself too seriously in a universe where it was pretty clearly said, no matter how far people may not like it going, but it had fun with their concepts, it had fun with their tones, but it just wasn't vibing. And when you have a totally serious tone in a completely unserious world, that's not going to cut it for
I feel
this
like
kind of thing.
They had it pretty okay in the first episode, where it had that tone, but you also had the jokes. Now it's at a point, and I'm not saying, it's bad because it doesn't have jokes. I'm just saying there is nothing grabbing me watching this show. Nothing is grabbing me. I don't know who to root for. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Nick Fury because he's on the fucking posters, like the front and center, but it's like, what really? He's never, he's focused on for maybe 20% of the actual episode. And then Gravik is not an interesting character. He fucking sucks. He can't act. He's just garbage. And then you're not doing anything with Gaia. And Talos is there in the mix. But beyond that, what is that? What are we doing? Because more than likely, this is going to be gone by the end of this show. This conflict is probably not going to be here. I don't see any of this coming back in Captain Marvel.
I don't know. I just have to wait and see. But yeah, those are just our thoughts on Secret Invasion. Obviously, AJ hasn't seen it yet. He's waiting. I guess you're waiting for all the episodes to drop, and you're going to binge it.
I'll probably wait until after next week, and then
when watch
the finale live. Yeah, when it comes out.
Right, that might be the best bet. And that's what I'm thinking about. Also, is maybe the show would be different if I binge it. Like I said, of waiting week to week, because
we talked about that last week. How I don't want to give them that excuse.
Yeah,
I think it was last.
I agree with that. It should be a good show week to week and binging.
Right.
But I will say, for me personally, I enjoy binging shows.
Right.
Even no matter how good they are, I just binge Succession, several episodes of Succession, and that show is very well written. But
that's a show I like into as well.
I like to binge. So with this series, I could tell from the first episode. I said, I'm gonna have to binge this one because
that's the key component. It's well written. Yeah. This show is not.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Even well-written shows that are not great, I feel like I have to do that sometimes. I think even with the show that we reviewed, Last of Us, I had to double up on a couple episodes. So
yeah. So those are just our thoughts on Secret Invasion. If you guys have watched the episode, let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And it's not a pretty satisfying topic either. We got the Actors Union decided to officially go on strike along with the writers. This is a very big deal, you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this? This is pretty insane.
So
I guess we kind of saw this coming, I guess.
Did we? I didn't.
I did.
I feel like this came out of nowhere, to be honest. But we talked about this in May. I actually went and looked up when the writer's strike began, and it was the weekend Guardians 3 came out. I was looking for our Nerd Talk where we covered. I'm like, where the fuck did this start? Because I know we talked about it, and I found it. It was May 5th, 2nd, around there. So we've been doing this for 2 months. We had no progress, actually progress backwards, to the point where now the actors are going in on this. And honestly, legitimately, the things that I've heard today have actually made me sick, to be completely honest with you. Some of the things that I've heard come out of people's mouths today, I'm just like, how do you live with yourself, legitimately? Somebody, I don't remember specific names. Somebody along the lines said that they wanted, for streaming services, they wanted to scan actors' faces, pay them once, so that way they can keep using them, and they don't have to actually act. Now,
by using AI.
Yes.
Yeah, by using AI, yeah. I seen somebody post an article. I think it was probably you, Tyler.
The world is a scary place, but that was literally a Black Mirror episode in the new season. Literally.
It was probably on the Simpsons episode too.
I'm not even joking you. That was the Salma Hayek Black Mirror episode. Really the only episode worthwhile in that season, to be honest. But I was like, what? But this is a joke. And then they came out yesterday before they officially decided and basically said along the lines of, we're not settling and we're not going to stop until basically all of you are out on the street with no jobs and no houses.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going through these people's heads, that they're so fucking brain dead and retarded that they realize how stupid they sound right now. That they're saying, no, we're not going to pay you fairly and to make us more money. Now, in a weird way, I wish this happened earlier. I wish this happened at a time where these studios couldn't make money so easily. Because let's say, movies don't get made anymore for right now. Realistically, it's not going to hurt these studios that much because streaming services exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, where it's really going to hurt is if somehow everyone is like, oh, fuck these studios, and everyone cancels their subscriptions. Is that going to happen? No. Am I going to do that? No. Because I don't have enough physical media to keep me alone. I have my physical media, but I need my shows, bro. Okay.
That's cool, bro.
I don't know. Maybe the Monkey Banana website will come in clutch. I don't know.
Let them sleep on
Just go.
I need my Netflix.
Just pirate it. I got a website for you. Don't worry. Just pirate it.
Man, we don't showcase pirate. You do things on your own time. We don't showcase it on this channel.
Yes, we don't.
But
we don't condone.
And I'm glad. I forgot the woman's name. I should have looked it up before I came on here because it was a very powerful speech. I think she's like the head of the association. AJ has sent it to me. Very powerful speech. Yeah, Fran Dresser. Very powerful speech. Very powerful words. Go check it out. It's on Variety's Instagram if you have not. I was very moved by that. This is just insane to the point that they had the Oppenheimer premiere tonight. Well, not tonight, today in the UK, and they fucking walked.
They walked out of the premiere. Yeah.
They walked out.
It's crazy. Like that's how far it's gone.
Like,
and Nolan let them. Nolan let them too.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't. Yeah, I mean they're going on strike, man. It's like what he's gonna do. I mean,
well, no, he's gonna support them. He's
exactly
supporting them too. But which is why Nolan is the greatest director in the history of cinema. I mean, come on, bro. Nolan was basically like, bro, y'all don't gotta stay. I know what y'all want to do. Go, bro. I will be right there with you, bro.
It's actually not even. Well, they were forced to. I did see that part of the strike. Their rules is that they can't participate in all that. They weren't
Right.
You know, they
allowed to
probably were going
stay.
to anyway.
Yeah.
No, they weren't allowed to stay. Like if they stayed, they
I
would
know,
broken
but
rules
I'm
with
telling
that
you, they
guild.
probably were going to leave anyway because of how serious this is. But
We'll see.
this is a fucking disaster, and I really don't see a point in delaying this any longer. Instead of being reasonable, you want to sit here and deprive these people of livelihoods and deprive your fans of entertainment.
Quality
For what?
shows, quality
Yeah.
entertainment.
For what?
Because
For me, I bet, like I said, I back up everything you guys say. My major thing is just pay them; they deserve it. I mean, you got some of these actors out here that literally
The
love
shit
what they're
that-
doing, you know, like, and they put up with a lot of bullshit, like from executives and directors and stuff, and like the stuff that you would hear from actors, what they put up with, you know, with showrunners and executives and stuff. Like, obviously we got the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, you know. It's like, why aren't these actors or writers, all these people that work behind the scenes and do what they do, why aren't they being
And it's just it's really crazy that they really don't realize that without these people, entertainment doesn't exist. But then they want to be like, oh, well, we have AI. Yeah, how far is that gonna get you, really, bro?
Yeah,
you already got
AI don't have the heart that humans have. Like, they don't have the emotion that we have. That's
you
like,
already got flack for Secret Invasion with that fucking intro stunt you pulled, bro. Let's see how much further you want to drag that shit and get people. But what's gonna happen when you don't get viewership numbers on HBO because you wanted to have a robot craft a show that clearly only humans can make? Why are HBO shows so good? Because you have real talent behind them, human beings with actual emotions. This is insane. This is insane, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. Legitimately, I don't know.
The shit that got me crazy. I was just like, I'll support the show. That it's very important going on. The shit that got me riled up was not just all the comments that the studios were saying, because the studios are always going to think that way. It could be 60 years ago when something similar happened with the writer and the acting strike going on at the same time. But I saw this, and I have it on screen. The writer for episode 8 of She-Hulk with Daredevil's Return, probably the best episode of that entire show, the writer got paid $400. And I just saw that. I'm just like, huh? Who knows how many days they spent on this? And they're just saying $400 is all they got from it?
I could imagine
a whole episode for a Marvel showing.
If they weren't familiar with Daredevil, they had to watch the whole show to attempt to write that.
Yeah, it's just insane. I mean, the entertainment business is like literally, it's a dog eat dog thing.
It's cutthroat.
It's very cutthroat, very hard to get into. Like I said, if I don't make it into it, I won't be mad. Like, if I could just sit here and get paid by talking about this shit, I'll be happy with that. Because I know it's a very hard business to get into. I would love to make a feature film, but like I said, it's hard. Like it's
and
hard.
Then somebody said, "Oh, the 2024, 2025 movies kiss those just goodbye." It's like, bro, look at your box office for 2023 right now.
Yeah.
What movie you had? Super Mario, which made $1 billion. Guardians made 800,000 or 800 million, whatever.
800 million. 800,000. I say 800,000. That's a flop.
Yeah.
I mean,
what else?
The box office has been good. I mean, you guys.
It hasn't.
I mean, for certain movies. I mean, I think Guardians was a different source scenario.
Dude, this summer has been fucking miserable for the box office.
It's because of how many movies we got coming out
back
to back. It is though.
That is one of the reasons. But there is no reason why Indiana Jones made the money that it or didn't make the money that it didn't. There's no reason why a movie like The Flash
not a good.
Michael.
I mean, you guys said it's not a good movie. Like,
bro, it doesn't matter. Transformers: Age of Extinction made $1 billion, bro.
That's coming after Dark of the Moon. Like, you gotta take that into account too. When a movie is very critically
Hyped
praised and people like it. They're excited for the next movie. Like they're ready to see it, regardless to how it's perceived. Like
there is no reason why Indiana Jones is sitting at $250 million right now. There's no reason.
Indiana Jones just doesn't work in the 21st century.
You're right, but it should have made way more than it did.
It doesn't work. Like,
and then the same thing with the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. Yeah, I mean,
I know the Flash.
The Flash.
It was a lot of stuff going up against the Flash. Yeah, Ezra Miller.
But the point is, when you strip all of that away, there's no reason why a DC movie in 2023 with the Flash as the main character, along with Batman and Supergirl, made the money that it did. And the fact that it's not even in the theaters right now after less than a month is a fucking travesty. The point is, they need to look at their. They need to look this week. Tomorrow. No, I think it came out 2 days ago. I could be wrong.
Let me find it. No, Flash. Not yet.
Oh,
it had to have been this week.
Oh,
did I remembered it. Yeah.
The 18th.
It comes out 18th.
Whatever. On digital?
Yeah. Yeah.
The point is, they need to look at their box offices. They had so many movies this year. They better get on their fucking hands and knees and pray to God that Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, and Barbie make the money that they wanted to. Because if they don't, they're fucked. And they want to sit here and be like, oh, no, we're not going to pay you guys. So now you guys aren't going to make movies. You think you're in shit now? What's going to happen when you don't get movies for the next year?
Yeah, we already see what the pandemic dealt with. Like,
Disney will be fine. Universal will probably be fine.
And the worst part is they are the ones that can fix the problem. COVID was one thing. You can't do anything about that. Now you have the opportunity to fix the problem, and you don't want to fix the problem because you've got your head so far up your own ass that you can't think. You only think for yourself and dollar signs. What's going to happen when those dollar signs deplete?
I forgot it came out. That's why. But yeah, I agree, Tyler.
I hope this blow. I said the same thing in May when we talked about the writer's strike. I hope this blows over, but seeing with the way they were talking yesterday, I see this lasting at least a year, legitimately.
I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be tough because that means a lot
that
more
second half
will be delayed. I don't see
second half of 2023. It's gonna be dead, completely dead. Second half of 2023
for sure. But I mean, that's cool.
2024 too.
It saves me money, I guess. I've already spent so much money.
Stockpiling funds.
Like, I mean, it saves me money.
2 movies every week in 2024.
Like, goodness gracious! Like, I ain't gonna lie. So far, I've seen way more movies than I've seen this year than I have in a while. Like, I feel like I've been going to the theater every single week. Like, goodness gracious! But yeah, this whole thing it's a very sticky situation. I very hopefully it doesn't take a whole year or the rest of this year to figure this whole thing out. Who knows? But you guys got any more thoughts?
Does production people have their own their own thing, like the writers and the actors? Because it would be hilarious if their contract ends up ending very soon.
So I think obviously directors have their own thing. I don't know about producers or
unions. The animators are going to be next. The CGI artists, they're going to be next. And good. They should have gone with them first. Yeah. Because of what we've been
wait for that
hearing
contract to end, and as soon as that contract ends, bro, we're gonna see it.
Yeah. They're not gonna learn until you see fucking tumbleweeds tumbling through Universal and Warner Brothers and Paramount Studios.
So yeah, if you guys got any more thoughts, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic. If you guys have guys want to talk about this, let me know in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and it's about Superman Legacy casting revealed. I'm guessing this is the Nathan Fillion casting we were talking about.
All of it. We haven't talked about.
We haven't covered.
We haven't talked about any of it. I felt like we did. We didn't talk about the Superman and Lois casting, right? That's what we were talking about.
We did not do that.
Okay, I'm obviously I've been behind, but yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on these casting? I think the actor who got cast Superman looks good. You know, I mean, a lot of people are comparing that he looks like Henry Cavill.
That is hilarious, bro.
But I think he looks good. I mean, we'll see how his acting is. I don't think I've seen him in anything. I mean, I was surprised with that they cast Nathan Fillion as fucking, you know, the character he's playing. Like it's freaking crazy. But it's James Gunn, so I wasn't surprised. as well that he was going to be in something in the DCU, because he always puts him in all his movies.
No,
But,
Guy Gardner he's Green Lantern, a Green Lantern.
A Green Lantern, yeah.
So can we see? Yes, you can see.
Yeah, you good?
Okay. So
Can't see you, but
no, you see my screen? Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got I'm gonna butcher some names. David Cornsweet has been cast as Superman. I really don't have any thoughts about this.
Has anyone here watched Pearl?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
He played the projectionist in that movie.
I know,
Yeah.
but I can't really judge a Superman performance.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I was trying to find out who he
was...
played, but yeah, I was just like,
Rachel Brosnahan is Lois Lane. She looks like Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Clearly.
What else has she been in though? I don't recognize her
Marvelous
either.
Maisel.
Yeah, I didn't watch that show.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing she's been.
This was the one that I saw this and I said, "Oh shit!" As AJ pointed out, one of James Gunn's friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What I find hilarious about this casting is that apparently the guy he's playing, Guy Gardner, is one of the more younger Green Lanterns in the Corps. That's what someone said. I was like,
I'm just happy it's not Hal Jordan. That's all I'm saying.
I was about to say, was Nathan Fillion in Brightburn?
Guardians 3.
Was he in Brightburn?
No, but Brightburn it wasn't directed.
It was produced, right?
It was just produced.
This one I saw this one and said what?
Because Dora the Explorer.
I think she's not a good actress.
Oh yeah, that's from Transformers.
She's garbage in that.
They want to fight them. Bro, she wasn't that bad in Instant Family though. I did like her in Instant Family.
I saw this one and I was like, oh, that's the dude from X-Men First Class that blew up. I mean that's cool that they're giving him a new opportunity. I hope he delivers. And then this one, he looked like a villain, but I don't know. It says DC hero, so but I don't know who this actor is. He looks familiar.
Yeah, I think he's
you want me to find
in
what's his name?
For his role in Barry, but he was playing
Anthony Kerrigan. He's Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Who is he in The Flash? He says he was in The Flash.
He is in The Flash. He
was
Kyle Nimbus.
No idea.
Probably some random.
Some side character.
But yeah, that I don't really have big thoughts on this. You know, it's kind of just. You know, they revealed it. You know, somebody was like, "It's crazy how we got Superman Legacy casting before Fantastic Four casting." But you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't Fantastic Four come out in like 2026, something like that?
Or whatever. No, it's supposed to 25, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was 25.
Well, who knows now at this point?
Yeah.
No, because it could be 2027.
Right.
Yeah, I know it was rumored that Vanessa Kirby was being talked to be Sue Storm, which I'm all for that for sure.
But you know, I hope they kill it. That's all I can say. I need a suit reveal, please.
Yeah, we need
to know.
I do.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll probably won't get that for a while with the acting show.
I need to know who the villain of this movie is going to be. Crossing my fingers for Brainiac, please.
It sucks for us for moviegoers now. Thinking about all this stuff with strikes and delays and.
We saw those set photos of Deadpool and we're just like, bro, we're not going to see anything else.
Yeah, it's like, damn, like.
God forbid they finish filming.
Are we going to see Deadpool 3? Like,
no, they said they shut down the filming, or it's set to shut down.
Right.
Well,
they can't do it.
That was a nice transition since we just talked about.
I'll just say this about Superman Legacy.
Go ahead.
I do like that they're not all like big time heroes that they're getting for Superman Legacy. Like as far as I'm concerned, I don't think they are as big as they are in James Gunn iterated. That this is still a Superman and Lois story. So I do like that. So I guess that's a good thing about the casting. They're not getting like, we're gonna have Batman in this movie. I'm like, no, we don't. Yeah. These heroes are fine. That's all we can have. They're probably not even gonna show up for more than like maybe 5 minutes of their own, and that's it. Yeah.
That's in James Gunn fashion, highlighting of characters that are not so big.
So yeah, moving on. Deadpool 3. Casting details and of course costume reveals. Yo, they got Wolverine in the fucking yellow fucking suit, bro.
Sir.
When I saw that, I said, most people say, "Is this real? Is this really real?" And I'm like, "It's real. I believe that this is."
Well, no, I was the only one saying that because they released like this picture and it looks like really
and them two fighting
pixelated, and then I saw this one and I was like, "Oh no, all right, actually it looks clear and clean." First of all, this I love. It's very bright.
Yeah,
vibrant. It's the same suit, but it's brighter and more vibrant, which I like.
I just think we just seen that from set photos. The film is gonna look different on film.
No, it's never looked like that.
No, I just feel like we seeing that through.
I don't know if they had it in the original film, but I very much love the.
Sorry. I hope it's that vibrant. I don't know.
I hope it's that vibrant too, but I feel like we just seeing that through a photo and not an actual film. Like, if you know what I'm talking about.
Like, this. Yeah. I want to find. Let me see if I can find because
while you're finding sleeveless. I very much love the logo for Deadpool on his belt. I very much love that little touch.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find like the other set photos because the
one with them two fighting.
Yeah, I liked that one. Look, see this one. He has the little joints. I love.
Yeah,
just look at them two fighting.
I mean, I'm digging the costume. You know, I like I said, I don't think it needs to be sleeveless. I'm glad it has sleeves. I don't think they're gonna do the helmet thing. Hopefully, they don't do the helmet thing. I want to see his face.
They might do like Thor: Love and Thunder and have him wear it for like 2.5.
Somebody said nanotech. It's gonna be nanotech.
Yeah, I could see that though. I could definitely see that. It's gonna be CGI'd over his face, which is probably gonna.
They're with the MCU now. That's exactly how it's gonna be.
Look at this man. Look at this fucking man. He looks like a beast. I love it. I love it. Love me some Hugh Jackman.
He's probably very happy he actually has it on. Like real talk.
I like it. You know, I don't hate it. When it was rumored that this was gonna be the suit, I was like, oh, good lord. Now the thing is, like, do they put the mask on him? Probably. You know, I could see it working. I can.
I mean, MCU. We knew they were gonna go straight comic
because normally with the suits, that's not their bad department. They've made some of the stupidest comic book suits look amazing in live action. Look at Mysterio. There's no reason why Mysterio should have looked cool in live action.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. I go back to Loki. Like if you look at
Loki too. Loki looks and Thor because Thor looks really goofy.
For sure.
Also, if anyone cares, this.
Yeah, Elektra has been cast. You know,
let me get the fucking balloons and streamers.
Yo, I found the image. Is like it looked like we're about to get the 2003 gang. You know, 2002 to 2005 gang all back together. Like
apparently Ben Affleck is supposed to come back.
Is coming back. Like Elektra's coming back. Like Eric Bana is coming back. Like okay, we're gonna get all the fucking, you know, I love the post. Like this was the original Avengers where they show Spider-Man, the Hulk, Daredevil, Fantastic Four. Like this was the original MCU. Like no,
I don't know. I'm not excited for this movie. You know, everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's got his suit, bro! This is about to be the greatest fucking Marvel MCU movie." I'm like, it's a suit. It's a suit.
I need to see it in action though. Like it's a great scene in photos. I need to see it in action.
I was like, it's a suit. Calm down.
I need to see
your tits. It's a suit, bro. Like, yes, the suit looks good. Does that mean the movie's gonna be good? No. Like that doesn't you automatically make the movie look that it's gonna be good. Like,
yeah.
That's like me seeing Albert Einstein in the Oppenheimer trailer. Oh my god, this is gonna be the best fucking Christopher Nolan movie of all time, bro. It's gonna be so historically accurate. Oh my god. Calm down. Because we've been hearing other things about this movie. Like there was a 20th Century Fox logo destroyed or something. And I was like, what? What? And then there's a rumor going around that they're gonna hop through the original X-Men trilogy. That's gonna be the movie. I'm like, oh, that sounds Why?
Yeah, it's Deadpool though. I mean, he'll find a way to make it work, I guess.
I hope.
They gotta bring him to the MCU, and I guess they gotta find a way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Imagine Wolverine dies again in this movie.
He's gonna die again.
Because they can't bring him back.
He's gonna die again.
I doubt Hugh Jackman's gonna come back as Wolverine in the MCU. They're gonna give him like some sad, funny ass death, and they're just gonna be like, "All right, bro, he's done."
I swear to you,
he's done.
I swear to you, if they like go through time, go through the Fox universe, and they go to Logan and like make fun of Logan, I'm gonna be so mad because it's like, why are you doing that? Like, I'm sure it'll be funny, but I'm like, bro, you're shitting on a perfect ending. Well, why?
They already are bringing him back.
It's Deadpool.
That was supposed to be his last appearance as well.
That's all I gotta say. I need to rewatch the first two Deadpool. It's been a long time since I've watched.
I wanted
Deadpool 1 and 2. It's been so.
You know what I hope it happens. You know that one. That one scene from Deadpool 2 where Deadpool comes back to his old X-Men self, where he was like fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I hope they do the same. Because I saw someone show photos of like Wolverine and Deadpool as like their shitty selves in X-Men. And then show them now. I hope they have an interaction. That'd be hilarious for me.
But yeah,
if they're gonna do any of that.
They better be careful. That's all I'm saying. They better be careful with what they're doing, because if they do this,
it's Deadpool. It's not to be taken seriously.
Again, I'm just saying, because if they do this wrong, they could really piss people off. That's all I'm saying.
What? I see what you're saying.
That's exactly what Deadpool is for.
I see where you're coming from, but I feel like with this movie and compared to Logan, it won't affect Logan because
it won't though.
Because Logan is such perfection, and this is like to kind of a joke. Like Deadpool is kind of a joke, not to be taken seriously. So I can't even really compare those two movies or see them having any effect on one another.
We'll see.
That's just me.
It's not like Secret Wars where you have to really be careful with what you do with your cameos or something like that. But like with Deadpool, it's like, who cares? You bring back Electro, who gives a fuck? They're probably gonna make fun of her.
That's how you're gonna make fun of her, yeah, for sure.
They're gonna make fun of everybody.
Or kill her. Either one of the two. But
that's the thing with the Deadpool movies. Just they're not meant to be taken seriously. Just be funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Be funny. The plot doesn't have to be all bad.
The MCU's definition of funny has fizzled as of late.
Yeah. They also never done a Deadpool movie, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Didn't they bring back the same guys? Or most of the same guys?
No.
From the two?
Not the same director.
Writers?
I don't know.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, you guys got any more thoughts on this? So we move on to our next topic. All right, let's get it. We got some trailers dropped these last couple weeks. I don't know what's going on. I guess they knew that the actor strike was going to happen, so they just start dropping all these trailers back to back to back to back.
Go.
We got Doom, yeah, Blue Beetle, Wonka, Ahsoka, like. So I was trying to not watch the Dune trailer, and I saw it in the theater last night when I went to see Mission Impossible, and I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm not gonna close my eyes. I'm just gonna watch it, and I thought it was phenomenal. I thought the trailer was great. It looks really good. You know, that's all I had to say. It just looks really good. I'm very excited for this movie. November can't come fast enough, and I'm very excited for this movie. Blue Beetle, I thought the trailer was fine. Warner Brothers just had this thing because even Dune was like 3 minutes long. Why did these trailers have to be over 3 minutes long? Like, stop showing everything. Like, goodness, stop doing it. Stop. Just
listen.
Stop.
At least they're not Fast and Furious releasing a final trailer for Fast and Furious that's 5 minutes long.
Man, well, I don't understand.
Well, they did that like a week before, so don't speak too soon.
No, it was like that Monday or that Tuesday.
No,
I thought
same shit.
Yeah, it was very close to the release.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be we ain't showing them enough. We don't show them everything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
it's gonna be the day before Thursday night screens, and we're just gonna have like the
no surprises.
A 10-minute sequence.
Yeah. What'd you think about Wonka, Alex?
I thought that's probably my least favorite trailer of all the trailers that released.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about Timothy Chalamet's acting as Wonka. I don't know. Because obviously he's playing a younger Gene Wilder, right? Like is this based off that or is its own thing?
Yeah,
like,
it's a prequel to the original.
I just don't see that. I just don't feel he doesn't have the charisma or he doesn't have that Gene had. Like he doesn't ooze that on the screen. He doesn't give me that creepiness because Gene Wilder was creepy on screen half the time. Even though he's having fun. I think visually it looks great. But I don't know. It just didn't hit me. It didn't hit me like I thought it would.
I wasn't going to talk about Wonka first, but to counter what you said, I can't relate. I think Timothée Chalamet looks great as Wonka. That first line of dialogue he said when he was talking to the kids, I was like, oh yeah, he's giving it his all. I love the way the movie looks visually. First of all, thank you, Warner Brothers, for releasing your trailer in 4K. I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, they did. Yeah, it looks great.
It looked fantastic.
That's the one thing I can't say. It does look great.
It's directed by the guys who did Paddington, and Paddington looks good visually, and the CGI in that movie looks great for the bear. So but I'm interested. I still have not seen the original Willy Wonka yet. I will get to it in December.
You haven't watched
the
original Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory? Wow, I'm surprised.
What?
That's what I was gonna bring up.
But I was never excited for this because I was just like, this is another one else. I'm like, oh God.
Maybe that's why you feel that way because you haven't seen the original.
Watch it.
That has nothing to, no, I'm just saying I didn't want to, even if I hadn't, even if I did see it, I'd probably feel stronger against this movie. Like, why are we getting this? This is unnecessary. But, I still feel like this is unnecessary, to be completely honest. But, it doesn't look bad. I wanted to see and I know it's a teaser. I'm sure in the second trailer they'll fucking unleash the Kraken of songs. I want to hear the songs. I want to hear.
This is a
musical? It is. Okay. Yeah,
I've seen musical segments, but I didn't know.
I mean,
it's a musical, bro.
I mean, that's kind of what the Wonka films have always been.
Chalamet gonna be exposing his pipes, or the hopeful pipes he has at least, because we don't know how he sounds. But that's what I mean. Like, I wanted to hear how he sounded, But it looks like that perfect December movie. It looks like that perfect, come on, little tykes.
Not Christmas movie, but it feels like something that comes out around Christmas time.
It looks like it could be fun. It looks like people gave a shit about what they were making, and I hope with the praise of Paddington, I have not seen those either. With the praise of those movies, they bring that to this. And if they do, from what I've heard, this is about to be one of the best movies of the year. I don't think that now, but I'm just going based off what I've heard. Dune trailer was fantastic. I don't really need to say more. That is the last movie coming out this year in terms of things coming out this year that I'm looking forward to in terms of release order. Yes, I know Oppenheimer comes out next week, but Dune is the last really big thing that I'm looking forward to this year, and there's no reason to doubt that. Blue Beetle, that trailer was fire. Showed way too much, but that trailer was fire, and I really dug it. And I'm hoping I get 2 bangers in my birthday month, because I normally never get any bangers in my birthday month. But Ninja Turtles is looking good, and so is this. So I'm excited. But all 3 trailers were good.
I'm gonna go next. Dune. I didn't watch the Dune trailer.
Good.
I kind of wanted to avoid that a little bit.
No, I told you to avoid that. You wanted to watch it.
I was thinking about it. And I guess I must have went somewhere when it was on. I don't know if we got it for our showing of Mission Impossible, but I didn't see it. So moving on to Blue Beetle.
No comment.
I am even less excited for this movie after this trailer. It kind of looks like a Cartoon Network original film. To me, it does not look intriguing. I don't know. It's something about it. It kind of looks fake.
Which one?
The Blue Beetle trailer.
Oh
I
yeah.
did not care for the Blue Beetle trailer. It gave too much away, and I don't know what the tone is for it really. Like you see the grandma holding the bazooka, and I'm like,
Granny was getting it.
what? Like, what is the tone of this movie?
I feel like this movie's not. It's gonna be very mixed when it
is
comes.
it is it supposed to be like more of a serious tone, or it's comedic, or is
it be fun?
It looks pretty comedic.
It's supposed to be
The
fun.
tone felt pretty clear for me.
It's supposed to be fun.
Bro, Granny was
whatever it was. Yeah, whatever it was, I wasn't really feeling it. So Blue Beetle, I don't even know if I'm gonna see this in the theater, but we'll see. Wonka, I don't know. Wonka, I checked out the trailer. Like y'all said, visually, it looks great. I still haven't finished Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I started it over Alex's house, and I never did finish it. But I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
You guys are never gonna watch this movie.
I was gonna.
No, I'm doing a Wonka review series.
It's like me with Morbius, huh?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to watch and review those movies.
I'm definitely not watching Morbius anytime soon.
But yeah, the Wonka trailers. Timothy Chalamet looks like he's bringing his all. I like his charisma. I think Alex is looking at it from a different perspective than we are too, because he's seen this movie. He grew up with the original movie, so he kind of has like a different.
Cody Leach said the same thing. Cody Leach, he doesn't even like musicals, but he said Willy Wonka's the one that he loves, and he was like, "Yeah, this movie looks great."
No, well, I don't know, but I just feel like I'm looking at it through a different lens, but it looks intriguing. It looks fun, lighthearted, family, oriented. So
Hugh Grant as a Oompa Loompa was genius casting. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah, that was probably
he showed up and I said
that was probably my favorite part of the trailer. Yeah, when he played the flute, I said, that I like that.
I knew that was a callback to the original. I was like, I didn't get that. That must have been a callback.
Wonka uses the flute.
When I heard that flute, man.
He uses the flute to call Oompa Loompas to him.
Maybe we'll do a watch one in December for the first one.
Actually, might be a nice deal for that one. I might do that one for sure. I'll definitely put that in the books. I definitely watch some Willy Wonka. That 4K looks great too. But go ahead, Tyler. Go ahead, Kevin.
I'll just go in reverse order. The Wonka trailer I thought was pretty good. When they said on the titles on the screen from the director of Paddington, I was like, this feels like something that it would happen. Because I watched the Paddington movies, I enjoyed them, and then I was watching the Wonka trailer. I was like, this feels like the exact same kind of tone, lighthearted, fun, enjoyable. It's a lot of fun, and it really does feel the same as that original Willy Wonka movie, because it has that same charm, same kind of like hopefulness, and just similar vibes. It felt like a lot of fun. Timothy Chalamet.
It also said the producer of Harry Potter as well. David Heyman is producing this.
It did say that.
It definitely felt like that too. Like as far as like when he lifted himself up with a bunch of balloons, going down the telephone pole. It feels a little bit Harry Potter-esque, I guess. Now that you mention it. But I enjoyed that trailer. That trailer was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see it. I watched the original. I love the original, so I can't wait to see this one again. So yeah, Blue Beetle. I was watching it in the train, and I'll be honest, that felt like an extended trailer of the original one we got. It also felt like the very thing that Tyler was talking about a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Blue Beetle. That the promotion was fucking horrible, and then people started catching up to it, and the studio was like, maybe we should do something about this, because even their Twitter account for Blue Beetle was just like, hey, they haven't tweeted anything since that first trailer, and then they tweeted something out, and the trailer came out, and I'm assuming tickets will come out soon. So I have a feeling that this trailer was pretty rushedly made.
It's coming out next month.
Movie's coming out.
It's coming out in a few weeks.
Forgot.
A month away.
A DC comic superhero movie is coming out, by the way.
DC. These studios, bro.
For the trailer itself,
Meanwhile, Ninja Turtles has their tickets on sale already, which I got mine today.
Nice.
As far as the trailer goes, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I am a little bit concerned because I felt the same way about the Shazam trailer, where they showed a little bit too much, and I was like, I still enjoyed it. And I hope that this isn't a trend where they revealed so much about the movie that coming in, you just think to yourself,
it's been a trend since Black Adam. It's been a trend.
For sure.
This isn't,
and the last three movies aren't that good. The last three
movies did this with,
so that made me a little bit scared.
They didn't really do it with the Flash, which I commended them for, but they did it with Shazam, they did it with Black Adam, they did it with BVS when that movie came out, they did it with Aquaman, but Aquaman was a banger, so but this is what they do. This is their weird, twisted fucking concept of marketing. Show one trailer, don't mention it for 3 months, and then right before the movie comes out, oh yeah, we got that one movie that's coming out, that nobody's gonna go see. We'll show them the whole movie. It's okay, they're gonna go see it anyway.
Maybe are they?
Probably gonna bomb. I think James. Honestly, I think with James Gunn saying that Blue Beetle is going to be part of the DCU, I think that is just going to make people hyped up a little bit more to see it, because now they know it's like, all right, this movie is probably going to matter now. It's not like Flash and Shazam where they're just like,
James Gunn also said that he loved Shazam, or he also said he loved the Flash.
But the difference is that he never explicitly said for Shazam and Flash that they were going to still be in the DCU moving forward. Blue Beetle, he explicitly said it during the announcement.
He still said The Flash was one of the best DC movies ever.
That's again.
He did.
Again, I don't care. I don't care for the opinions, because every executive will gas up their own movie. We'll gas up our own videos.
That's facts. That's facts.
I don't care how that works.
He still said it though. Tom Cruise said it too. What is he trying? Is he trying to? Bro, is Tom Cruise gonna gas up Warner Brothers so that they can make him Green Lantern?
Tom Cruise saw the Top Gun reference and was like, okay, yeah, this is my shit. Anything that references my movie is number one in my book.
I don't care for
Mission Impossible reference as well.
The sad thing is
that with them explicitly saying that. Now Doom Part 2, my magnum opus for this year, because I fucking love that first movie. That trailer looks fantastic. That shit looks fucking awesome. Yo, the way that Riley gassed up Mission Impossible, it's the same way I'm gassing up
that
Doom
trailer in IMAX. Yo, that bitch was touching the top and the bottom of the screen, bro. Inch to inch, bro. I said, oh shit.
Yo, I can't wait to see it. That's all I have to say. I very much can't wait to see this movie. It looks great. And in my opinion, I think I'm done. If they release another trailer, if they release another spot, I'll probably
I'm not watch it.
I think
I'm just upset they released 2 trailers and we're still like 5 months away from.
That's how confident they are in the movie, though.
Like, yo, the movie comes out in November. Why did you release 2 trailers?
You want to know confidence in a movie? You should have seen Ghibli, bro. No promotion whatsoever.
No promotion tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow.
Yes, in Japan, but it's coming out. That's confidence. This is good. But yeah, I'm fine with no other trailers. If they release it, I'm not gonna watch it. If they show it if they show it in the theater, I'll take my AirPods, put them on, listen to the music, lie back, relax, and be like, we good.
Kev, bro, happy birthday to us, bro. November. Yes, sir.
I can't wait for that movie.
It's all right. I got Ninja Turtles, I got The Meg, I got Gran Turismo, and Blue Beetle. I'm sure one of those 4 will be banging.
We got Doom.
We got Doom. I'll go fuck.
Bro.
And
get them turtles out of here, bro.
Bro, I heard Gran Turismo was a banger, bro. People saw Gran Turismo.
It's not gonna be like Doom Part 2.
Said Gran Turismo. Get that out of here.
I'm actually looking forward to Gran Turismo. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, bro.
I almost had before this movie got delayed to Christmas. I almost had Wonder Woman 84 in my birthday month. I think it was like the day before my birthday.
At least you guys have end of the summer to end of the year movies. I have January where they throw bullshit in January. So all you guys can just
you got Bad Boys for Life that one year.
I get shit in January. So how about we move on to the next topic?
Underwater.
You got Megan, bro. What do you mean?
Megan.
Get Megan shit out of here. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, and it's for a trailer that I didn't think how I was gonna feel about it. I like the Ahsoka character, thought she's cool, but this trailer kicks fucking ass, man. It's great to see Jedi's back on the screen, them doing it right. It feels like Rogue One in this motherfucker, the way it's shot. Man, it looked great. It looked great. Was fucking Thrawn looks great. Like, I'm excited for this one, man.
I'm glad they went practical with him.
Yes, I felt like they had to go practical. I don't think going CGI would have been the right call.
Kind of look like Elon Musk.
That's funny. Maybe that was the point. But it looks great though. It looks great. And I'm ready. I'm ready for it. August. Let's get it.
I love this trailer. This was my favorite of the 4 trailers we talked about. My one thing, this is not on the show's fault, obviously. Dave Filoni came out and said this, and I feel this way watching this trailer. I feel so lost. Mm-hmm. This really feels like a Rebels season 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And
yeah, AJ, what you saying you wanted to watch Rebels for the show, right?
I'm trying to watch Rebels before the show comes out.
They even say in the trailer, Rebels are the Rebel.
And they show Ezra
in
the trailer. So I'm like, I gotta
and
watch this.
The thing with this and why I'm kind of bummed about that is I watched all the Mando stuff. And when I say Mando stuff, I mean Mando and Boba Fett. I'm including that because they brought in Cad Bane. And I had not finished Clone Wars, but when he showed up, I was hyped. I knew who he was. I was hyped. I don't know who any of these people are. And it don't really feel like, this is going to be a show that, you can watch it without watching Rebels and you could be okay. I feel like I'm going to be watching this show and I'm like,
just catch up with Rebels, bro. Come on, man.
Dude, I've been trying to watch Clone Wars, bro.
Just skip Clone Wars, watch Rebels.
I do know how Clone Wars ends, but I don't know. That's really the only thing that was bugging me. Outside of this, looks just stellar.
It does.
It looks incredible, and it looks like it's just gonna be straight hands. And I like that. Also, the 2-episode premiere, I like that too.
I feel like they need to do if they do a previously on type thing. It's funny if they show things from Rebels and it's in CGI. That shit would be hilarious. It's not gonna happen, but I feel like for certain people that haven't caught up with Rebels, like I feel like they need to do that. Like, because I agree with Tyler. It's like you're watching this, like, okay, who's that? Yeah. It's like now I gotta go back.
It definitely has that feel of you're supposed to know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character.
Yeah, she's a main character. She's a main character in Rebels.
That's why I personally didn't watch the trailer because I knew I was going to get lost and I didn't like feeling that way. And there's probably a show I'll skip on because if the way you guys are talking about it, that is a truly
you're watching this fucking sequel, bro.
No, I'm not. Because I'm not going to watch it. Unless that show is easily watchable without needing to watch the show, I'm not gonna watch it.
You're
watch Rebels, bro.
You're not skipping a Star Wars show.
I want to get into that one. I skipped Andor. I watched like half that season, bro, and I haven't even finished it.
No, but that's different because you actually
still Star Wars.
What I'm saying is you gave it a shot. You're making it sound like, I'm not even gonna bother watching it. Like you're going to try and watch it at least.
He said, "No, I'm not."
So your goal is to try to watch Rebels. Try to watch Rebels before you watch the show.
I'm gonna be on vacation, so shit, I might not even be able to watch it.
The first season of Rebels feels very like it's a good show. It just feels like directed to kids, and it's like that's not the vibe you get from the Ahsoka trailer at all.
No.
So it's definitely aged up. And I feel like going on through the seasons of Rebels, it gets more mature, but. Like watching that first season, like I was so torn because I'm like, yo, is this for me? Like, it don't feel like they defeated a dude with like a piece of fruit on one of the episodes. And I'm like,
Not a piece of
are
fruit,
you
though.
serious? Like,
yeah, I don't know how you go from that to like the end of the Ahsoka trailer where she was thrown down with that dude, and I was like, yo.
I feel like by the end of Rebels, it gets to be that epic. But like the first season, I'm just like, all right.
Which, you know, I am glad in a way that, because from what I've heard, Rebels doesn't really have an ending. Like, it has like a cliffhanger type thing.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, I kind of wish they would have just did what they did with Clone Wars and just give it a proper ending on Disney Plus. Who cares? But on the other hand, I'm kind of glad that they're going the live action route and doing it this way, because that's pretty cool. You know, I'm a beater. You know, I'm a beater. You know, I love Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. So
Dude's gonna be so lost.
listen, I'm sure I will be fun. And regardless, if it's good, it's good.
Just find a video saying what you need to watch, what you need to know before you catch up first.
For all we know, Dave Filoni could come out and be like, "Well, it's a direct sequel to Rebels, but you should be fine as a casual." Then I'll be like, "All right, click my heels, let's go." You know?
So those are just our thoughts on the Ahsoka trailer. If you guys have seen it, let us know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our main topic of the day, and it's to talk about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So if you guys have not seen this movie, get out. Like the video, hit watch later, whatever, to come back to watch this part. Go see the movie. Definitely go see it on the big screen and come back and watch this part of the video. I want to get your guys' thoughts before we start getting into spoilers. Starting with Kevin.
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Yep. It's because you wasn't paying attention.
I felt about the same way with Across the Spider-Verse, where it was such a perfect part 1 to the story that they're making for me. I felt like the action was great. The dialogue, the slow scenes were, for the most part, I really enjoyed it, especially that club scene. I really felt the tension of all the characters there, even though some of them were fairly new or just now reintroduced into the series. There was one scene later on, right before the third act, where I was just like, all right, let's get going. Let's get going. We all know what we're waiting for. But the anticipation of everything leading up to it, and I guess compared to Spider-Verse, this one actually has a proper ending, where it's like, okay, we're done. We're heading into part 2. And I really enjoyed with what they did. I felt like the main antagonist, not Gabriel. I already forgot his name. Not him. Gabriel, yeah, not him, but the entity, as they called it. I really enjoy that kind of concept. I know it's not the most attaching entity to play around with as the antagonist, but I really enjoy that concept. An AI seeking out to destroy everything, and I really enjoyed its abilities. This is, even for an AI, I never really thought of that as being one of its main abilities. Trying to fuck around with technology so much that you can hide anything. And I think one thing I do kind of miss, and I hope they address this in part 2, what's the connection between Gabriel and the entity? Because the entity very clearly wants to protect Gabriel. Right. And I feel like that's something that should be addressed. Other than that, this was a perfect part 1 to the point where I need part 2 to solidify my feelings of part 1. If part 2 flops, then part 1 kind of goes down with it. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's fantastic. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because of that little sequence in right before the third act. But other than that, I absolutely love it. The action, the score especially, and the dialogue scenes were great for me.
Awesome. Tyler?
No, I'll let AJ go. We can go.
Yeah, I wanted him to go last because he feels the least out of all of us. Like, he the one he liked it least. And I want to know him, but go ahead, AJ.
You can go, Ty. Go, Ty.
Just
and then
go. I don't care.
All right. Like Alex said, I don't feel the same way as a lot of people feel about this movie. I had an issue with the story, as far as the AI. I feel like it's maybe a little too advanced for this franchise, as far as the genre, because this is a action franchise and it feels very sci-fi. And I feel like the writers, it's hard for the writers to commit to action film with this particular um the entity, the AI or whatever. Like a lot of people enjoyed it, so but as for me, it just didn't work out that much. Now, what I will say that I really enjoyed was the score was fantastic. Um, I think the acting was very well done. I think Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, and Haley Atwell did great. Um, and those are pretty much my positives. I think the action was really good as well.
All right.
3 years. 3 different simultaneous years. This movie was my number one anticipated movie. 2021, 2022, and this year. If I didn't get this fucking movie, I would have became an entity. Legitimately. I would have lost my mind. Legitimately. Thank everything holy, this movie paid off. Now, I've seen people say it's the best one. No. I've seen it's better than Fallout. No. It's not the best that this franchise has seen. I think that it's the worst one since Ghost Protocol. I have it above Ghost Protocol and under everything else that we've gotten, and then 3. Your reminder that 3 is criminally underrated. That said, everything above this movie is a 5 out of 5. This is a 4.5. Oh, but why do you have it at number 4? Because it's my ranking. Leave me alone. I like this movie a lot. I think it does a lot of things right, and I really only had one issue with it. Some issues I didn't have on the side. I've seen this movie twice. I saw it Monday night, and I saw it today again. And most of my issues went away, but one major issue stood, and some little itty-bitty issues stood there too, but I like about a good 90% of this movie. I really like it a lot, and it's a great part 1, and I pray that part 2 delivers, because like Kevin said, if they don't, then this one could go down in ranking.
I ain't never coming back.
I'm
But yeah, obviously you guys know my thoughts. You guys seen my review for this movie. I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Walked out the theater loving the movie. The one thing obviously I didn't talk about was the score. I think the score is fantastic. I think all the Mission Impossible scores are pretty good.
Not 2. Fuck that shit.
Besides 2, yeah. But
which is a shame to say that movie had a hard rock score and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So yeah, what do you guys want to go beat by beat, or do you guys want to just go ahead and let's go ahead and start talking about certain scenes?
So I want to start with the big thing that I knew was going to be divisive. There were 2 big things that I knew were going to be divisive. One, I knew AJ was not going to like at all. The other one, I knew people were going to be divisive about. Now, for the record, I called that this movie was going to be about AI in the trailer. I called that. I was like, because there's a line that Gabriel says, like, oh, it knows your every move and everything. I was like,
yeah.
Are they going to do AI?
It knows how your story ends. It knows how your story ends.
I was like, huh, okay. So I didn't get spoiled by that. I only watched the 2 trailers. I didn't spoil myself for once on anything. I went in and I was like, okay, let's go. And when they revealed that it was AI, I was like, huh, okay, I was right. And I didn't have to wait that long either to find out.
Yeah, it was right at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, they tell you that. Oh yeah, you got it. They got to get this key. They got to get two parts of a key.
Parts of a key.
Yeah.
I like this. Now, again, it is risky, and I understand why people didn't like it. Now, I like the fact that they did AI because it's very relevant. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
It is very relevant. And the fact that they say right off the bat, oh, this AI went haywire, and which that scene on a second watch is kind of fucking scary. How the AI basically destroyed that submarine by itself. That's what happened. And basically they say, oh, if somebody had this, they could go and take all the news basically and change it. And people would have no choice but to believe it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's
terrifying.
Terrifying.
That's kind of where we at a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly where
we're
we at.
getting
I
there.
mean,
so
someone could tell you they're doing something else and they're doing something else, you know. It's
and I like that a lot. I was like, that's pretty cool. Now, the flip side of this is it is what AJ said. It is very not Mission Impossible. The way I felt about it is it felt more along the lines of the show than the movies that we've come to love, like Rogue Nation and Fallout, where it's like Rogue Nation and Fallout were so grounded that, and then you got this one where it's like they're kind of pushing that a little bit. Yeah. And I can see why people didn't like it. Even I, on the first watch, was like, I don't know entirely how I feel about that. And I'm still a little iffy on it because while I love the concept and I love the stakes that they push with that, it births some of the cheesiest lines we have heard from these movies in probably since 2, legitimately. There are some lines in this movie where I was like, okay. Mainly they come from Gabriel, but
for me, it was kind of hard to believe that this team could outsmart an all-knowing, all ever-present being.
But they didn't, though.
Yeah, they really didn't, though. I mean, it kind of plays out exactly how they expected to play out.
That's
I mean,
true.
Besides at the end where he tries to kill Gabriel. And he only doesn't do it because of those 2 agents come and stop him from doing it.
Yeah.
He called that someone close to him was going to die, and who died? She dies. And I did I call that? Did I know that was gonna happen? Yeah, I kind of knew she was gonna die in this movie.
Did you think that she was dead at the beginning?
Yes,
I did,
which I was fine with.
That's the problem. That's the problem with trailers, because I remember the scene when she was at the club, the club scene hasn't happened yet.
I never watched the trailer.
That hasn't happened.
Didn't. When I went, let me tell you this:
the fight on the bridge didn't happen.
The first viewing of this movie, I legit, bro, the trailers just. I was locked fucking in. I was like, yo, this is my movie for this year, bro. Like, let's go. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I was focusing on every single word of dialogue because I knew it was a Mission Impossible movie and I knew I had to do that. Yep. And I still miss shit. You know. But again, I can't totally fault AJ for saying I don't like that because it's a risk and it's one of those. You either got to be into it or you're going to be like, that's a little weird. You know, I think their main thing is part 2. They need to be really careful at how they finish this because I feel like the main mystery going into part 2 is what does the key unlock, which... Yeah. I'm assuming it's just
they're trying to figure it out, but the entire movie is like, what does it unlock? Like, we can't do anything unless we find out what it unlocks.
It's supposed to stop the entity, though, right?
Right.
It unlocks the main source code for the entity.
Which I like. I like that they said at the end of the movie, oh, the main source code is in the submarine. Which I liked. I was like, okay, so I'm assuming part 2 is going to be
them getting to the submarine.
What I would do for part 2, don't have it be that people are going after Ethan. Just have people go after the submarine. They know he has the key, and they know he's going to go to the submarine. Just everybody just go to the submarine. That seems ideal. Why are you gonna go after Ethan?
It's so funny. When I started doing it, like, I wonder if they're gonna be chasing Ethan again, and what happens? Everybody is after him. I'm like, another movie, he's being chased again. Like, God damn! Like,
but it's not.
You can't catch a break.
You can't catch a break.
Bro had 6 movies to prove that he's part of the gang, and they still don't fuck with him.
That, though. I liked how this movie was structured, where it was like you had the IMF, then you had MI6, which was the guy from Fast and Furious, who I didn't even know he was in this movie when he showed up.
I didn't know that. I didn't. Yeah, his nose not broken.
Then you had, the bounty hunters with Gabriel. And I like how all of them fit into the movie. I like that a lot. I was like, that's kind of cool. Now, the one little nitpick I had was, how the fuck are all of these characters at the same place at the same time every single time in this movie?
Because I felt like it was too many characters.
They want the key. I mean, that's why.
And when I say, I'm not even exaggerating, dude. Everyone was in the airport.
Airport.
The train.
No, the bounty hunter. The bounty hunter wasn't in the airport.
No.
So I can let that one go. But Gabriel was there, so I could count that. Everyone was in the airport. Then everyone was in Rome, and
everybody was in Rome.
Everyone was in the club.
Everybody was in the
club. And then
That's
everyone was in the train.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, how is everybody knowing where everyone is, bro? Like, damn.
It's probably the case.
It's the key, man.
They low-key working together.
It's the entity.
It's probably the case of like
the entity, man.
It
knows all. It knows how your story ends.
Them calling it the entity to me got old really quick. I was like, why are you calling it the entity? I don't know.
Because they don't know what it is, and I think that's just the problem.
But they do know what it is. They know what it can do.
They know it's an AI, but they don't know what it's called. It's hard to identify. You can't just go, oh, the AI. I'm like, that's gonna sound corny too. I'd rather than call it the entity than the AI.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my little negatives before I can talk about my positives. The comedy. I knew immediately. For once, I could be on the other side of this because normally you guys watch movies and you're like, Tyler's not gonna like that. I was watching that car chase and I was like, I could see AJ being like, what am I watching right now?
I said, I don't like that. As soon as this is when I knew when the little Fiat came out and he started like messing with the things, the dials and stuff, and I'm like, wait, you don't know how to work this? And then it was just like comedy, and I was like, yo, what am I watching?
They did drag it a little bit too much. It was a funny joke.
The fact that they rolled down the stairs and switched places, I said,
nah, that was funny to me. I found that funny. The part
that is not Mission Impossible.
I think
that's not Mission Impossible.
The fact that she can't drive is hilarious. Like, the fact she can't drive, she just can't.
My issues with the comedy didn't lie with Grace. I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, well, her character is stupid, so the plot moves." It's like, or maybe maybe she's just stupid. I mean, people can be stupid.
I don't think she's just stupid. I just think that she just can't do certain things like other people.
She's not trained.
She's not trained. She's not an agent. She's not trained.
Yeah.
Which I like that comes full circle by the end of the movie. She is an IMF agent. Which when she said, "I accept," I was like, "Oh, you gonna be a real agent."
Man, don't make me excited because they're not making no more movies. We're not gonna see more of her anyway.
They are. They're making more movies.
They literally announced that Dead Reckoning is not the end.
Okay, good.
I think though, honestly, it should have been because I think the comedy. I think where you start to feel okay, this is gonna be a lot more comedic than normal. is that in the beginning, and they have like a scene similar to Fast X where they start making fun of the franchise within that scene in the beginning of the movie with all those government people, and they're just like, oh,
the fact that they talk about
Tom Cruise always leaves us, you know, we always suspected of
the
shit.
fact that they talk, people don't know what the IMF is. Like, what the hell is that? What does it stand for? And when he said it's
Impossible
the Impossible Mission Force, he's like, and he said, Carrie, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now?
And they take on these missions if they choose to accept the mission.
That was hilarious. That line was funny.
If they choose to accept it.
No, I feel like the comedy was really toned down after that scene.
Yeah.
After Rome.
You know, that car chase, when it's not being a comedy show, is fantastic. It's just like, you know, some of it was funny, and then some of it I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like the part where this part I liked more on the second time. The first time I was like, ugh. But the part where they switch places and then she can't drive, I like that because the way I interpreted it this time
they
was,
kind of prolonged it too long though. Like she was doing circles like 5 or 6 times. Like, okay, move along.
The way I interpreted it was, when you know it was a full high-speed car chase, that's because Ethan was driving and he was whipping that bitch. But then when they switch places and then she's driving it, she don't know how to drive. So they, you know,
she
let
does
the comedy
6 donuts.
Like 5 or 6 donuts.
You know,
she's like, oh, we're on fire. Like, no, it's just the tires.
That was funny, but it was dragged. Like it was dragged. But I do like how at a point he was like, all right, just put your foot on the gas and I'm gonna steer. Like I like
that. Should have been doing.
That's what they should have been doing the whole time.
I'm like, that was a more logical solution to all of this.
And I love the way that car chase ends. How he does that little backwards drive into that tunnel. That was pretty sweet.
That was
but yeah, that was my main issue, was the comedy really in that scene, because I found the rest of the movie to be really funny. I like when the IMF dudes show up and they're like, "Oh, it's a private party," and he goes, "Oh," and he just tases them, and he's like, "Dude, what the?" Oh.
My fiance did not
that's like that's that more subtle comedy.
She did not like that character. She was like, "This nigga's aggravating."
The IMF dude.
Yeah,
I liked all the characters.
Yeah, I didn't.
I thought the character was good too.
The one thing that I liked about him was when he kept going up to people and grabbing their faces to make sure they weren't wearing masks.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Grabbed in his mouth, and I was like,
he was like, "Hey,
that's aggressive."
That was great. I love that running joke. Yeah, my negative is pretty much. Oh, Gabriel. Okay. Listen. The setup for his character is good. Very good, actually. When he showed up and they revealed what was happening, I was like, okay. The girl that he kills looks like Haley Atwell. I'm calling you right now. She's related to that lady. I don't know if she's her daughter or what, but I could see that being a thing. After that setup and the first scene he had in Rome, which I liked when he was talking to that dude, when he was talking to that dude, I was like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. After that, this man did dick in this movie. Nada. Nothing. All he did really was like talk in this monotone. It knows what you can do. The entity sees all. I see all. It knows your life choices. It'll tell you what insurance to get for your house. Like, I was like, I told Kevin at a point with the way he was talking, I was like, I wonder if he's a robot, legitimately. Like, I don't know. I hope that they have this amazing character development for him in part 2, because I don't know.
I was just like, because I bet a lot of people in the theater was confused who he was, because they made it feel like he was a big deal
in the
franchise. He felt like he's been here this whole time. It's like, no.
I like how
he just not
a lot of his character a lot of this character also hinges on, like I said earlier, why is the entity protecting him?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Gabriel working with the entity?
Because he's part of Ethan's past. That's why.
Well, that's before
though. That's before though. Like,
what do you mean?
Like it feels like he's been with the entity for a while.
Yeah, the entity knows also. He would know that he was part of Ethan's past. He knows that Ethan was going to acquire the keys, and he knew that he would be his weakness.
I want to talk about the keys thing. It gets really fumbled. So, in the beginning of the movie, the submarine blows up, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, people found the bodies like the next season or next spring or something." Mm-hmm. So. Who found them? That's what I want to know. Who found them? Because
I don't know if that's important.
I think it kind of is.
They show it. They let us. They had to let us know that they were found.
Because they say that Ilsa found one dude that had the key, and then took him out, and that's how Ethan gets the main one that we have for the whole movie. Okay. And then the second half comes from that broker dude that Haley Atwell picks, right?
Haley Atwell picks broker dude. You talking about Kittredge?
No. I'm talking about there was this dude that was going on the flight and then she pickpocketed the thing. Was that the other?
Was that fake though? That was
that was the counterfeit. The one that Haley was counterfeit.
So where did the second piece come from? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That is a great question.
Because I thought that Gabriel had it.
I felt like
I don't think he did.
No, Gabriel did have it because he showed up with one half of the key to the club scene, didn't he? Showed up with one half.
So Gabriel had the other piece, and then we'll say Haley Atwell had it.
No, the White Widow has it.
She had the other piece.
Yeah, because Haley Atwell has one of them too. So that's why she's meeting. She hired Haley Atwell. That's why they're gonna meet at the club because she has the other half.
Grace.
Right.
Yeah, because then she takes hers when she becomes the White Widow.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how she has both keys.
Because the movie is so long and just a lot happens. You're like, wait, how did that person get the key? There's a lot of, now this person has the key. Now this person has the key. Now this person has the key. It's like, wait.
Some might say a little convoluted.
I mean, it don't help the fact that they keep doing a little magic trick where they like it disappears from their hands. Like I think Grace does it too as well, where she does the magic trick.
So. Yeah, but they made it pretty clear where she handed it off to or where it was. So
sometimes, other times I was like, wait, what?
I think the issue lies with what Tyler said, with the movie being so long and so many things happening. There are times where you just forget where the keys are. Because for me, during the movie itself, I was following where all the keys went. I was like, all right, I know this person had it, I know this person had it. But my memory is terrible, so I really couldn't recall that right now, where the keys went. But in the moment, I remember I was like, all right, this is where the key is. He has it. It belongs to this person. But yeah, I don't know. The key thing was weird, but I think it made more sense in the movie than it does like coming out of it. So I think it's more one of those.
I really enjoyed Kittredge in this movie a lot. I liked him. I was like, he's still got it. He's giving it his all. What else? The action, man. I mean, I really loved after that. I guess I didn't talk about that. The scene where they're all talking in the club felt in the words of the forever. I was sitting there like, this is such a simple dialogue exchange, and it feels so dragged out. And that's the part of the movie where I'm like, you could trim this movie. You could trim that.
I did not feel that. I felt that more with scene after Grace died. Was it Grace who died? Yeah.
No. Ilsa. No.
Ilsa?
After that, or whoever died, after that scene, that little scene thing where they're just trying to set up shit.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Listen,
That
I
was fine with because I was like, we're going into the third act.
No, I felt that was too long because they were anticipating the third act so much. I was just like,
that's because you were waiting for the third act. That scene had to happen because they had to.
There were moments where they dragged a little bit, where they tried to. All right, here's the game plan. Oh, something happened. I'm like, let me fucking go.
That's not a fault on the movie. That's because you were like, oh, I want to see the big stunt and all this shit.
That's also what Mission Impossible does. Like what they do is they'll especially when they bring in the mask, you got to see the scenario how they want it to play out, but it never plays out.
I wasn't bothered by that, but the scene in the club, I was like, yo, this shit. Oh my god! When it finally got going, I was like, thank God. This action sequence was fantastic. And of course, Christopher McQuarrie once again gives us the thing that makes the world go round. Tom Cruise running like a motherfucker. And it's just epic. It's just this 30-second one take.
In the airport.
On top of the airport. And you see that the guy's like, oh my God, he's in there somewhere.
That was hilarious.
That was funny.
Like, look up.
That was funny. But this was
everything
great.
At the airport.
Yeah, that scene was really good. How he kept piling and piling and piling and piling. The scene with the nuke. We didn't talk about the scene with the nuke.
Oh yeah, nuke. Benji.
Bro, I was sitting like, oh, anybody get it?
Yeah, I thought and then there was nothing in it though.
Yeah, that was a great thing.
Hey, I could have killed them right there though. Easy.
I said that a lot watching it today. I was like,
I was thinking that the whole movie. I'm like, the AI would be so much smarter.
You know what it might be? It might be
I think that was a test, bro. I don't think that was really a nuke.
You know what it might be legitimately? It might be because they say in the movie that it killed itself and reprogrammed itself a lot. So it might be a thing of it's not there yet. It might be. I don't know.
It should have been more established if that was the case. Because I understand, I get that. Like that would make a lot more sense. But the fact that wasn't really honed in on, I was just like,
that could very well be a possibility because it was just playing a question Q&A game with Benji.
Yeah, it was really to get Benji's voice so it can do.
That's why I think so later. Too. I think it was also
that's an example of it getting.
That's why I don't believe that it was actually a nuke. I think it was letting them know that something dangerous here. Now it's time to get him away from what he's doing. I mean, I love the fact that like Ethan knew it knows that the one thing I love is you guys. Like if you guys are here, it puts everything at risk. And he knew that from the jump. But everyone was like, no, we still have to do what we have to do. And then what happened? Ilsa dies. Like he knew that that's what the thing was. And I called that.
But also I was thinking, is it Ilsa a sharpshooter? Why is she not shooting him from afar? Like Ilsa?
She's not who shooting who?
Gabriel on the bridge.
But she's also a fighter though. They showed that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Her reaction was probably, we're gonna protect Grace. I see what you're saying though. That scene, I loved all that. That was I said it in our chat. I said that was beautifully tragic. I loved all that. How they kept showing Ethan. He was running as fast as he could to get over there, and then she died.
Couldn't get there fast enough.
I loved that. The score in that scene was fantastic.
The score was great. That's all I can say about it.
My thing is, they do the stupid shit that I can't stand them doing, where they say a character died, then they come back, only for them to die in the same movie. Yeah, I was like, you could have just. For me, what I thought was gonna happen was they were gonna be like, "Oh, she died," and then when he's like, "Oh, stay dead," I liked that. I was like, okay. Truthfully, when they said, "Oh, Ilsa's in on it," I said, again. Like, are you? And he even says it. He was like, "Oh, this is the pattern," and I was like, "Oh my Lord!" But then when he was like, "Oh, stay dead, like go away," I was like, "Okay, I like this," and I thought she was gonna show up at the end of the movie and be like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
Again, I like her death, and I do like that they're killing characters. It shows that they're not afraid to
There's
do that.
actual stakes in this franchise.
It's just, I don't know. I don't like when they do that. Like, just if you're gonna kill him once, just fucking kill him once. You made me think that she was dead in the beginning. Like, you had me. I was like, oh shit, we're starting off white hot. All right.
That's what I thought too.
I don't know. That is a little bit of a nitpick, but it's just like, okay, whatever. I did really enjoy that scene though. I felt for Ethan a lot. I wish we would have seen a scene with Benji, because Benji was the one that is probably the closest to be honest, because they were at odds in Rogue Nation, but then in Fallout she saved his life.
I wanted to ask you guys this. With Ilsa and Ethan's relationship in this movie, did it feel like they were together?
No.
Like the way she was hugged up on him and stuff in Rome and smiling and on the boat, and they're like in a honeymoon phase a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I felt. That's why I was saying in the chat, like, he can't be happy. Like, at this point, he just can't be happy. Because that's what I thought. I thought they were together. That's why
it looked like it.
Act like, told her to stay dead. Like, you get away. Like, I need you to be alive.
He was on top of her in the dunes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think Michelle Monaghan's gonna come back?
No, I don't think so. I think Haley Atwell is probably gonna be the next brunette.
Yeah, I see that.
You know me, I ain't got no complaints with that.
I don't either. Though.
Tom Cruise doesn't either.
Like, I was sitting there watching. I'm like, I like their chemistry. I do. I like their camaraderie and stuff like that in this movie.
I made the connection today that I somehow missed this on the first watch. She's basically Catwoman.
Yeah.
She's quite literally Catwoman.
Yeah.
I was like watching it today. I was like, she's basically Catwoman, which is kind of a cool thing. They probably did that on purpose. The third act, man. This was just epic.
I love how tense it was.
This is, other than Fallout, this might be the best third act, because 3 is up there. I think that's the only competition. 3, Fallout, and this. Cause I love the Fallout, the Rogue Nation third act, but Fallout has insane intensity going on, and then 3 has a lot of that action stuff going on too, and then this has one of the at least top 5 action sequences in it.
What you talking about? What about 2? The doves, bro. The doves. The doves. This one didn't have doves, bro.
Man was sliding on the pavement.
No, but I agree. I agree with you, Tyler. Though this third act was pretty fire. Like I said, I just love how intense it was, especially when it got towards the end when the train was slowing down. You just didn't know, like,
the part where I think we're gonna say the same thing. Where she had to jump, bro.
Piano, bro. And she would not let him go. Like, no, I'm not letting you go. Like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. She like, you have to let me jump, and I will catch you. Come on.
And I felt like
you crushed by the piano.
I felt like right there, I was like, yeah, this is when she's gonna realize, like, bro, this is what I gotta do to become
agent.
Yeah. I really
I was
like
saying
that.
it's the moment where she fell in love with Ethan.
I kind of don't want them to do that, to be honest. I kind of hope that they're just
that puts her at risk.
Platonic.
That puts her at risk. She's gonna die,
bro. You can't have that in the movie and he not be with her.
I think I found out the scene that some people said was a terrible character choice, and I can't relate. It's when she's when she's the White Widow, and she asked Kittredge to protect herself, like protect Grace.
No, that's something she would do.
Yeah, that's something that the character Grace would do.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I saw that and I'm like, why? What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong
It's
with
like that makes sense.
Because also she didn't know that she was meeting up with him.
And
so
then
she's like, "Oh, this is my opportunity to save myself."
She also realizes what she's doing. She's like, no, don't do that. But in the moment, I was like, what is wrong with that?
Because also she probably put her own bank information in. That's why she declined it.
And they literally told her, we can't protect you.
Mm-hmm.
The real problem with that scene is she had brown eyes instead of blue.
I noticed.
No one noticed that her eye color. Yeah,
I said her eyes are definitely brown.
Yeah. I was like, Kittredge would have noticed that, but
definitely.
I thought he did know. I thought he did notice.
The henchman would notice that.
You mean her brother? That was her brother.
Whatever, her brother, the guy that she worked with, whatever, broken nose dude.
But if that's the character choice that people were like, that's unforgivable, I don't know why. I liked that. I was fine with that.
Go ahead. I didn't know.
No, I'm.
Oh, okay. Something we didn't talk about. Somebody we didn't talk about is Mantis.
I was about to.
Man, this character, I did not like. I didn't think this character was worth anything, and
I liked her in the action.
The action was fine.
That's probably the best she could do. I said she's great when the action, but
why was she wearing clown paint on her face? Like
somebody said that she belongs in John Wick. She don't belong in.
She did look like she looked like she came from John Wick.
Was she trying to be like Harley Quinn or something? I don't know.
I liked her. I liked her in the Rome chase. When she the way she just showed up out of nowhere, I was like, that's cool.
Insane in that
and
scene.
I
just wanted to destroy everything.
She felt kind of shoved to the sideline, and we just had little scenes, and then after that Rome sequence.
I like that.
They tried to make us feel for her. They wanted us to feel for her in the end, though. They wanted us to feel emotional for her death.
I feel like her article would have been.
She's alive.
I know. That's why I said death.
You got a pulse.
We got a pulse. And
you got
with the one tear going down, bro. I was like, bro.
I felt like her arc would have worked better if they gave her more time to shine throughout this story. I don't think this is a part one thing to deal with. I feel like this is more of a part one and part two for her because she didn't even do a whole lot.
That's why she didn't die.
The fuck is she gonna do? Her arc is over. She switched sides. She's gonna be a good guy now.
We gotta get a backstory. We gotta get a backstory. No, we gotta get a backstory.
Fuck her Paramount Plus. Her arc is over.
Paramount Plus series.
Mission Impossible. It's gonna be Mission Impossible Mantis now.
Mantis.
It's fun. I'm watching. I was like, oh, that's Mantis. Let's see what she brings. I'm like, oh, just action. That's it. No dialogue. I think most of the time she spoke a different language.
Yeah, hardly any dialogue.
But yeah, I thought she was I thought she was cool with what she was given. I don't think she was set to be a character that was supposed to be. She's a hired gun.
But we're supposed to feel something for her at the end.
Yeah,
with the one tear.
Yeah.
The single tear.
It's so funny because I guess the entity knew that she was gonna portray Gabriel. That's why he tried to kill her.
Right.
But yeah, I thought she was cool, in the movie.
Let's talk about that third act, the cliff jump. Legitimately.
Oh, yeah, internet got cooked.
Oh, you froze. You froze. You said we were all waiting.
You're good now.
I think you good.
It legitimately might have been the best scene in a movie this year for me. I love the build up to the moment.
I was just about to say that the scene where he's like,
the build up.
Benji is like, just drive, just keep going, follow the path. And when he gets to the point, he's like, "What do you mean? There's no more road?" He's like, "Yeah, you have to jump."
I love how Benji freaked out though. He was like, "I'm under a lot of pressure here," and he's just like, "The fuck, yeah, bro, because you're the one jumping off a cliff right now, right?"
I think the build up was fun to a certain point, but then there were a few times where I'm just like, "All right, we get it. You're gonna do it." I'm just like, all right, let's get to it.
No,
You're gonna jump off.
I agree.
And
It
I
took
told
way
Tyler,
too
I
long to
liked
get
it.
there.
I
I did tell Tyler
especially
this.
on the second watch.
It didn't irk me so much that it bothered me a lot, but it was just like one moment where I just like, all right, come on, let's go.
It's I think mainly because they went from inside the train to him him driving to the
and
cliff.
He kept on driving it,
and it's back and forth.
Bro,
So
did you see how big that mountain was?
We know it's gonna happen. You could just cut to us.
Yeah, we could have just had a more extended sequence of them on the train, and knowing that he's still driving up there.
Yeah.
But I did find it funny because I told Tyler this. I was just like, I feel like that whole little banter between Benji and Ethan, like I feel like that's just Tom Cruise in the writer's room, and he's just explaining, I want to do this as a stunt. It's like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
You want to jump off of that?
I felt that. I felt that.
But man, when he, I love how he's like, oh, how am I gonna do it? And you see the hill in the background.
It goes to the point.
I was like, oh man, bro, it's just that build up is just so epic. And somebody had said this, and I agree that it should have lingered a little longer instead of just cutting. But when he just jumps off and it's complete silence, I was just like, my God. Like
the silence in the theater when he jumps off, though, like it was like
everybody
was quiet
because everyone is just fucking appreciating it. You're like, holy shit!
My theater couldn't even keep quiet the entire time. I think towards the last 10 seconds, everyone was just giggling. We're just like, okay.
It was just incredible.
But I do think they should have lingered on the parachuting scene. At least let us see the parachuting closer to the train, in my opinion, because they cut away where he was still pretty far away from the train. And next time we see him, boom, he
crashes into the damn train.
Yeah,
like,
that was crazy.
That was an epic.
I took that. That was a.
It's funny because that happens right when Grace, I guess she finds a way to get the key, and she's being chased. And the first thing I thought she was going like, oh my God, he promised me he was gonna be here, and then he just shows up. Like in that moment, it's like, okay.
It was still fucking funny when he busted. I said, oh.
I was like, first thing I thought was, oh, the guy that he crashed into, he had the key in his hand. Like, there go the key. I was like, the key's gone.
I enjoyed the final altercation with him and Gabriel. Like, I enjoyed that. It's just I wish I cared more.
Mission Impossible 1.
It was a recreation. Yeah, it was a recreation. It clicked with me today. I was like, oh, this one takes place on a train too. At least it doesn't look as fake.
It looks a lot better. A lot better.
Bro. Come on, it's 1999.
That was.
I want to skip ahead to that.
But Speed looked better, and it came out before that movie. I don't know. You can't be Dennis Hopper getting clocked in the head with a railroad alarm.
I want to talk about skipping a little bit ahead to that. All the carts dropping down. I think Tyler felt it too. Where it's just like that these characters survive. Tom Cruise survives this, but at that moment you're just like, oh, is he doing this?
Yeah,
like he's just like completely.
I know
that one where he jumps just as the train disconnects. I'm like, bro, don't.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
I know what me
throughout the entire sequence.
I know what me, Alex, and AJ were thinking.
I just thinking that. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Uncharted.
Uncharted 2.
Yeah, yo, Uncharted bro, 2. I said that. Yo, like that's all. Yo, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping.
Everyone who has seen this movie that played that game, we were all like, oh yeah, Uncharted 2. I get help.
I was saying, just jump on the windows outside the train car. Like no
press X.
Triangle. At this point, truthfully, Tom Cruise probably plays Uncharted. He's sitting there playing the big parts, and he's like, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone, bro. Come on, bro.
He you
want to do what?
Yo, he played Uncharted 3. He was like, I gotta put that in my Mummy movie. Like I gotta be,
You want to do what outside of a plane?
Oh man, yo, like that whole third act though was nice though. It was very intense, very nice.
But the thing with Gabriel, I want to go back to that. There's a moment with Gabriel that it was one of those special moments that when it happens, you just sit there and you're like,
It had its Fast and Furious moment.
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
And
Both times I saw it today, I was just like,
yo,
that's a choice. Gabriel don't got the villain yell, we'll call it. He don't got the villain yell.
Ethan.
I don't know.
That
was cool.
I kind of did roll my eyes when he screamed his name. Like, oh my god, like
that's what I'm talking about.
I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were talking about when he jumped off and landed perfectly. Then landed perfectly on the truck.
Oh, that's what it was, bro.
I was fine with that.
I get that he has a watch.
That high-speed train.
I get that he has the watch that tells him when he's gonna get to that moment, but like this is just so stupid, bro.
Is that less believable than Mads Mikkelsen getting smacked by that pole in Indiana Jones
it's still living,
not living, or just being fine?
Yeah,
come on, bro.
I can't explain that.
Alex, for
no scratches.
Alex, for context, in Dial of Destiny, during that opening chase sequence, Mads Mikkelsen is on the train, and it's going full speed like the train in Mission Impossible, and he just gets smacked by a pole and goes flying, and he's just fine.
And he lives?
He lives.
You see him years later, and no mark.
No disfigurement, no scars.
You hear the doof.
Yes, you felt that too,
bro. I thought he died.
It was like, you know what it was like. You know what it was like. Legitimately, it was like when Doc Ock gets hit by that truck in Spider-Verse. That's what it was like, bro.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's the.
And the audience was the Spider-Man.
Yes, bro.
Definitely.
I liked how Ethan took the key from Gabriel. That was cool. I liked how he was like, I got it. That was pretty cool. I was on edge. I was waiting for something like one last stinger to happen when he landed with Benji. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. And then when it like finally ended and I knew it was like about to end, I was like, oh.
So this is another thing that's not clicking with me. Cary Elwes' character, was he a villain? He was a villain.
They were
not really. He was just looking on the behalf of his own country. He was doing like what a politician would do. Is that he wanted in control of the entity. So
they were kind of doing the thing. They were kind of doing the thing where it's like, oh yeah, he's working with IMF or the MI6 or whatever, but he's kind of in on it, kind of not. They always do that,
right?
And by the way, he's a fucking idiot.
I mean, Kittredge was the same thing.
Yeah,
he wasn't supposed to be on
but Kittredge was more for the good, not the bad, because he was probably trying to get the key to, for the same reason that Ethan was, that he was just trying to get rid of it. Also, I like the scene with that other dude that was the partner of the guy from Fast and Furious. I actually liked him in the movie a lot.
Yeah.
And I liked when he asked him, he was like, what would you do if you had the key? He was like, I'd get rid of it. He was, why? He was like, because it's too much power for one person.
For one man to have. Yeah.
And I actually really liked that. I was
that finally understands Ethan. Like, it felt like everyone's going after Ethan. Don't even understand why he's doing what he's doing. He's like,
that was the best line of dialogue between those characters.
For sure.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Cary Elwes, he was a fucking idiot. He asked him 3 times. Oh, so you're the only one that knows where the submarine is. Oh, you're the only one that knows this about the entity. He goes, yes. Okay, come here. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen?
You were begging for that. You were begging for that, man.
And then if I was the Mantis, I would have been hauling ass too, because you thought he was gonna leave you alive after witnessing that. No,
right?
He wants it to be where he is the only one that the entity. When it comes to the entity, it is him and him only. With him and that. Also, this scene confused me both times. He comes out of that case. We'll call it a suitcase, and he's got the thing,
the entity on his face.
What is that,
bro?
The human embodiment of the entity.
He's getting all the knowledge from the entity
through his face.
How did he? And this was the other thing that was really confusing to me. They were saying, and now I understand it's digital, but they were saying, the original version of it is in the submarine and all that. How is it outside?
In both places.
I mean, it's AI.
How is
it's not like it can't just transport itself into other machines.
Right.
It's capable of hacking
Ultron.
government-capable machines.
Okay, in that case, how is this one key gonna stop it?
Because it's in the source code.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. They're saying it's a source code. If you eliminate the source code,
the submarine is a kill switch, basically.
Right.
Yeah, it's essentially that. It's just completely source
everything.
code. It's original. Yeah, it should kill it. That's their idea, at least in this first part. But I don't think the AI being outside of the submarine is a random concept for me.
The bottom line is we don't have an answer for the casket thing that he was in. We don't know.
Back in part 2.
I thought he just did that so he can still breathe while he's in the damn casket.
I guess.
That's why for me, this movie really hinges on the part 2. If part 2 doesn't answer the questions or have a satisfying conclusion, then part 1 is just going to look dumb.
But why
in Tom Cruise and Chris McClory, I trust.
Why is it so dependent on that? In Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, that's a great movie that's not dependent on the next movie.
No,
Tyler
doesn't think that.
I mean, I do, other than the ending, yeah. I mean, when I talk about that movie, I'm talking about in terms of whether the fact I can say it's better than Into the Spider-Verse. I'm not talking about as a movie as a whole. As a movie as a whole, the movie works by itself. It's just I don't love the way it stops, but it doesn't have the same issues that this movie has in terms of what about this, and this, and this, and then we have to wait until we get this next movie.
Yeah. We don't have as reactions ever. We don't have as many questions walking out of that movie than this one.
The only question we got is what does it unlock?
I like how serious they put emphasis on the fact, if somebody got this, how serious it could be. Because Kittredge was like, yo, World War III ain't gonna be fun, bro. Which World War III would never be fun, but a World War III, it's not going to be a Cold War. It's going to be a war in which people die, and it's going to be brutal.
Whichever country holds that entity is going to basically control everything. They're going to win the war because they can easily fuck with everybody.
And the thing is, I feel like part 2, for me personally, part 2, I'm not having this exposition bullshit. I'm not having, they literally, and I think I'm right about that because at the end of this movie, you hear this voiceover and he's giving your mission, blah, 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 blah. You hear that already. So that's why I'm hoping in part 2, we don't get this bullshit. It's just straight hands like Ghost Protocol or 3, where it's like, this is what we got to do, and we got to do it. We don't need exposition. We don't need that. We just need to go do this. My perfect version of part 2 is just fucking all-out war to either get to the entity, destroy the entity, blah, blah, blah. It needs to be just straight hands and high-octane action, bro. That movie does not need to be more than 2 hours, legitimately. That movie just needs to be...
It'll be out of 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It just needs to be straight hands and to the point because you don't need to set anything else up. All you need to do is answer the couple questions that we have remaining, Gabriel and the entity, explain what the entity actually is, and that's it. But in terms of, we don't need debriefs and we don't need more backstory. We really don't. Other than what I said, we don't.
I think they're probably going to dive into Gabriel's backstory with Ethan because they
Which I'm fine
barely talked about that.
Yeah.
But the
who
point,
is this person that he kills that Ethan really cares about? Who is this person? Like,
the point that I'm trying to say though is this movie does not need to be like part one. Part one felt like all of the setup to an extent. And it paved the way for just a explosive nonstop ride for part two. And I hope that's what part two is. If we get this same slow pace and slow dialogue, I'm gonna be bummed out. I don't know.
yeah, let's have to wait and see, man. Has it been a confirmed release date for part two?
No.
I think it's supposed to be next year, but I don't know.
I say it might be pushed back now.
Yeah.
Everything might be pushed back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Unless that movie is 100% done.
Right. Because I know they're shooting back to back. I think they were shooting this back to back, if I'm not mistaken.
I think, but I don't know if they finished part two.
Wow. But yeah. You guys got anything else you want to talk about with this movie? We pretty much knocked everything out of the park.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys have seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, this is the spoiler section, so you guys can spoil it away in the comment section below. Somebody actually spoiled the movie in my review, talked about how Ethan took the key from Gabriel at the end of the movie. I'm like, oh, thanks for spoiling the end of the movie. But yeah, so if you guys want to spoil the movie, you guys can talk about it in the comment section below. Let's go move into our final topic of the day. And of course, we're physical media collectors. So of course we got to show off our latest releases. And I don't know, obviously all of us didn't get it, but I got Scream and I got the Guardians game for PS5. That's what physical releases I got recently.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brother actually bought me this. It was at half price books for like $20. I'm like, he's like, you want it? I'm like, I mean, if you want to buy it for me, I ain't gonna be mad. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get it for you. So he got that for me, and obviously, you guys know my story for Scream 6. If you guys have not seen my Blu-ray collection, my Blu-ray hunting video, definitely check it out. So yeah, Tyler. Obviously, we got a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna solo screen you.
Not really, but my pickups, I'm not going to move these because getting them to stand like this was a pain in the ass. But I got this, obviously not, this is my box set, but I got all 6 of these Mission Impossible steelbooks. They're beautiful and glorious, all in protectors. I love them so much. I got these 2 on Tuesday. I love them. We are in the Criterion month, so I did get some Criterions. But first, I got Now You See Me. This was that book off for like $6 with a slip, and I was like, well, that's not awful. I have not seen this movie, and I've been interested in seeing it, and I like the slipcover, how it's like glistening. That's pretty cool. I got one of my favorite movies of the year, Scream 6. I thank everything holy that Best Buy had the steelbook because I really wanted it. I love this movie. I love it. One of my favorites of the year, and I'm excited for Scream 7 and Criterion's. This was really the only one that I actually wanted. This I walked in the Barnes and Noble and I was like, I need this one. This is the one I want. Do the right thing. This is a thick boy. And I, for those that don't know, I don't get Criterions often, but when I do, I aim for the sets. I have not seen this movie, and I need to change that. I got Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I have not seen this movie either. My mom, surprisingly, has been wanting me to watch this, so I'm willing to check it out. And I heard it's like Dazed and Confused, and I hope, because I love Dazed and Confused. I got The Game, David Fincher. I got this for my review series. I've watched an hour and change of it. I gotta finish it. What I saw was good, but a little messy. But
It's a good movie.
It is good, and it's intriguing. It's just, I don't know. The second act is a little, but I'm at the third act now. I want to see how it ends up wrapping up. Michael Douglas is fantastic in that movie, though.
Yes, he is.
Marriage Story, one of the most depressing movies you will ever watch in your whole life. But I really loved it. The acting across the board is fantastic. I love this Criterion. Fantastic. And the last one that I got was one that I was not expecting to get, but I did because I saw it there and I was like, you know what? That's a thick set. And I want it. Seven Samurai.
Yes, sir. I knew he was gonna get it. Yes, sir.
Did you know I was gonna get it? I didn't even mention this one.
It's fun. I just looked at mine and I said he has seven Samurai just because of the thick case.
I love this casing. I've never seen this movie. I know it's inspired a lot of movies. So I'm ready to dive into it. But I love this casing. But yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. Does anybody else got anything else to show? AJ, you got anything?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm not gonna show that much.
Full screen.
I'm gonna make a video of like things that I've gotten over the past.
You're gonna make a video.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video because I had picked up some stuff. I showed off here, but I got some stuff for exchanges. Like I sold some of my Blu-rays and stuff like that. So I exchanged some items. So I'm just gonna show off a few things that I picked up the other day. Stacy got for me for our anniversary. So Tyler said that it is Criterion month, so everything is half off at Barnes and Nobles for Criterion. So I picked up Thelma and Louise. I really liked this, thick box for it. I really like the cover for it. I have not seen the movie, but it's Ridley Scott, and I heard a lot of great things about the film, so I'm going to check that out soon.
Ridley Scott directed that.
Yes, he did. Next one, I have kind of a funny story about Warrior on 4K. Tyler knows it, but I went to Best Buy and saw this. It was like $12.99 or something like that. I was like, okay, let's get this. And I brought it up to the counter, and the deal was like, I can't scan it. Like, it's not scanning. So let me look up the price on bestbuy.com or whatever. He looks up the price, and it comes up as $4.99. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, that's not right.
Don't question it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's what?
And that's what you said. And he changed the damn price, didn't he?
No. He was like, he showed me his phone. He was like, look, see, it's $4.99. It was the Blu-ray. I was like, okay.
Don't question it.
So I got Warrior for $4.99
with a slip cover.
With a slip. So
wait, they had that at your Best Buy?
Yes, they did.
With a slip cover?
With a slip.
For $4.99.
I got.
No, it's not $4.99.
It's okay. I got.
That's what you paid?
Yeah, that's what I paid. You're right about that. And then
got the steelbook for it.
I went to Disc Replay, and I picked up the Dark Knight trilogy. I didn't have the 4Ks. I bought these movies like 7 times, and I've been holding out for the 4Ks, but I was like, might as well just get them. I hear they're really good.
They are.
So. And last but not least that I'm gonna show is I got God of War Ragnarok for $29.99.
Nice.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So I'm halfway through the first God of War. Well, the prequel to this, and I'm gonna get on that. So that's all I have. Well, all I'm gonna show today.
Awesome.
Maybe next time I'll show more.
Right. That's even if you get more.
Well, I mean, I have some more here, so I might just show the other half because I'm not.
But you're gonna make a video.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be slow for me for the next couple months as well. Like I said, I know I got The Last of Us coming out this month, but I might wait for The Last of Us as well. I might not buy that day one. This whole month has been slow. So far, I only got 4 titles. That's it. It's gonna be another slow one. Which is cool. Like I said, it saves me money. I don't have to be going out looking for movies. I mean, it sucks for content wise, but I don't need to be going out buying stuff just for no reason.
You're gonna buy these joints.
We'll see. We'll see.
Just look behind you.
Don't buy them.
You said what?
Just look behind you.
Yeah,
You got enough stuff.
What's your mom said?
Yo,
when
I
she saw the
never
photo?
will forget. Me and you took a photo in your basement, and I sent it to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, what store y'all at?" I said, "This is not a store. This is his
ownership.
man cave. This is Alex's man cave." She's like, "He has all those movies." I said, "Yeah, it's like a store. It's like we at half price books or something."
Yeah, it doesn't help that I got the little knicknacks and stuff on the background display
Yep.
too, like they do at the stores too. So
just put in those little price tags that they have at 99-cent stores.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought about getting like little cause you're not doing ABC order, just finding like tags and putting like where the letter starts and where they end, and on the shelves and stuff, so I can know where exactly the letter ends. But yeah, but I mean, I'm cool. I got my most anticipated of the month, and my review for the 4K and the Steelbook stuff will be coming out tomorrow as well. So, we're coming down to the end of the stream. Do you guys got anything you guys want to promote over your social media platforms?
Yes. Nope. So Monday I posted my review for Infinity War. Yeah, I did. It was Infinity War. It's been such a long week.
You didn't review those movies?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Remember my thing got hacked. I reviewed it when it came out on my other page. But so yeah, I dropped
credits. It was a post-credit scene for Mission Impossible?
No.
That's not what I saw, but okay.
I mean, if there was, I didn't know. I didn't think so because on Monday they turned the lights on as soon as the movie ended.
Yeah, so, they did the same thing from my theater too.
Okay,
sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, Monday I posted a review for Infinity War. Go check that out if you haven't. Wednesday I posted my spoiler-free review for Dead Reckoning. Tomorrow I'm posting my review for Secret Invasion episode 4, as if anyone fucking gives a shit. Next week I will be posting my review. On Sunday I might do a Mission Impossible ranking. I don't know. We'll see. And next week I think is
Barbenheimer.
Yeah. But so next week is Monday. I'll have a review for Avengers Endgame. Wednesday, Secret Invasion episode 5, and then I think I'll drop my Barbie. I am seeing Barbie before Oppenheimer. We're going to a screening on Wednesday. More than likely, no Nerd Talk next week. We'll keep you guys updated on that. I'll have a review on Friday for Barbie, and then Saturday will be Oppenheimer because I'm seeing Oppenheimer on Friday night.
Yeah, probably most likely no Nerd Talk.
Yeah, so
we're not doing Oppenheimer, so
because AJ's seeing Barbie Thursday.
Yes,
I'm not going to see Barbie at all.
Well, I know, but you're seeing Oppenheimer Thursday, right?
Probably not.
We could do Nerd Talk Thursday. Because AJ doesn't care about Secret Invasion. It would be only for Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it. If I don't like the episode, I'm pretty much don't want to talk about Secret Invasion anymore. I just feel like we keep saying the same thing over and over again. Like for these last 3 weeks, we done said the same thing.
It might as well be like a 5-minute segment. Just being
it's like
this episode's boring. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's like what's the point, And I really don't want to do a watch along or anything. Like maybe we should.
I mean, what if we did like a pre-recorded video?
We have to talk about that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that behind the scenes.
So yeah, but if you guys enjoyed this live stream, please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. Check out everyone's content. Their links will be in the description below. And we're out on this one, you guys. Peace out.
This stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.